All right, boys, we are live for the Alliance After Dark podcast. It is episode number 9. Point of order on that before we jump into it. For the 10th episode, I want to do a live podcast. What I'd like to do is on the Discord channel, open it up. Anyone is free to jump in, say their piece, jump in, jump out. We'll do something a little fun for the 10th episode. On top of that, as some of you may be aware, this month is a huge watershed moment for the RBA. We're going to be celebrating our 100th day of the RBA later in the month. So stick around. There's going to be some really cool events centered around that celebration. But the reason we are...
paper, scissors tournament.
There you go, New York. The reason we are here tonight is for a much more special and competitive moment. And of course, I'm talking about the International Retro Bowl Association's World Cup. I've got none other than the man who brought forth this great event, Texas. How you doing, Texas?
Good. How's it going? I'm glad to be here to talk about Retro Bowl.
The man is counting his money like the little Monopoly guy himself, so if he's not too busy doing that, hopefully we can get a little feedback from him about the Retro Bowl and the World Cup itself. Glad to have you, Texas.
For sure. I wouldn't miss it for a minute.
And then we've got...
It's just my dedication showing.
There you go, exactly. He's a workaholic. And then we've got our 2 World Cup finalists on this Discord podcast tonight. We've got the Retro Bowl Alliance finalist, New York Pickles. What's going on, Pickles?
Just chilling. Kids are asleep, so got some time on my hands.
And then we've got none other than the Retro Bowl College League player himself, Vols. How you doing, buddy? I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but again, that's how I'm going to do it. How are you, man?
I'm doing good, bro. Just happy to be here, and thank you all for having me on. I'm excited to compete in this competition, and best of luck to Pickles.
So I don't know
Thank you. You as well.
I don't know if anyone actually noticed this, but as I was doing some research, the little research that I usually do for these types of things, I noticed that both of you are from Group D, from the group stage. I was blown away that
Wow.
the two finalists come from the same exact group. I don't think that's ever happened before in any sort of group competition. So clearly the group of death.
Certainly not ever in a Retro Bowl World Cup.
There you go. Exactly. I'll throw it to you first, man, just to kind of set the stage, right? Like we've done in other podcasts with you. Where does the World Cup come from? Give some perspective on it.
Well, yeah, for sure. Honestly, it just kind of grew out of nowhere. The RBA kind of was like sitting around, pretty happy with what we have, and we helped out the FCS, and honestly, I felt really good about it. I felt great about being able to, help fill voids where like the RBA doesn't fit. Like the RBA is a very unique league where it's, you make your own team, you move up and down the ladder. But when, the GM for the FCS came to me, and I was like, you know what, that's a great idea. Like we need more. So I helped him out, and just doing that was like, man, like we could be doing so much more to help other people in this community. And so, we kind of talked with some other commissioners, and it took a little while to get our differences settled, but we finally got together with the IRBA. And once we kind of got together, I was like, all right, we need to do something to show, how good the community is. So we just came up with the idea with the World Cup and kind of just put it on, and it's been an awesome experience.
So I know, obviously each league that participated got to pick their players that would participate. For the people that are maybe not in the Retro Bowl Alliance, could you give me some heads up on what the RBA utilized as a way of choosing their players? Was it based on a simple vote, scores? How did it work?
For the RBA, you mean?
Yes, for the ones that participated in the World Cup.
Yeah, so for the RBA, we basically did a popular vote. I basically did a Google form that was a write-in ballot, so you could write in any team you wanted. And then I chose the ones that got more than one vote, and then just kind of whittled it down, and we eventually came out with the 8 that we have. And when we had the 8th place person who was going to be in was actually West Virginia, and he didn't feel like he deserved the spot. I put that in quotes because he definitely does, but he didn't feel like he did, so he backed out and went the FCS route. And so I picked the next person on the list, and that happened to be Pickles, and it's a good thing because he's in the freaking finals. So
Really?
Wow.
Is that how it went down?
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
exactly how it
I
went
was
down.
9th place in the voting. No one likes me here. That's the problem.
I had no idea. Well, that's not true, Pickles. Have you seen our Discord lately? Everyone's got pickle-based names, and everyone's green. It's a pickle fiesta.
The support is amazing. That's what you want to see in your community.
And then for Vols,
Wow, I'm gonna have to.
yeah, go ahead, buddy.
I'm gonna have to talk to my co-commissioner WVU there, man. He's screwing over the college league, man. Putting Pickles in.
Oh man, he felt bad. He wanted another council member from the RBA in, but none of them had enough time, so we just went down the list basically.
And then for the college league, how did you guys pick your 8 players?
Yeah, so we actually had everyone play their Week 17 game, and we took the highest point differentials from those, and then just picked the top 8. So that's how we came up with ours. And because we just kind of figured that some of the better players in the league, it's kind of a different thing to come back and play on a year 2 save after you've been playing on like a year 6 or 7 or whatever we're on now, and it's a whole different dynamic there.
And
It definitely is.
And I don't know as much about the college league, so this is going to be great for me to get to learn a little bit about other leagues out there, Vols. So do you guys play on medium, or do you guys use hard, dynamic? What's usually the setting that you guys are playing on?
Yeah, we played on dynamic for the first 2 seasons, but now we play on medium. We kind of made that switch as we thought it was more like open to the newcomers instead of just hard where you're thrown out in the fire and really don't have a chance to compete at all. So that was our thoughts on it, and people seem to love the medium and the high scores and points, and so it's definitely a different in the retro bowl community.
And then do you guys rank teams based on PD, or do you guys do like a head-to-head? How do you guys do standings?
Oh, we do point differential, and then if someone is tied on the point differential, we usually have like bonuses for like a bowl win or turning in scores early or something like that. And so then we go into our differential without bonus as our tiebreaker.
Right on, man. And then as far as being a college league, so is anything related to conferences or regional bowl games like you were just pointing out? Do you guys do kind of anything like that?
So we have the conferences, and we have like a conference champion in the regular season that will announce on the commission count. But a lot of conferences are moving towards like having a conference tournament in the playoffs along with the bowl season. But we don't have like specific bowls for each conference winner. It's more just based off your point differential and which team kind of deserves it.
Right on, man.
And granted, they're in the ACC, but you never expect Wake Forest to be a powerhouse team. But we went to the national championship in the first 2 seasons, so it's just kind of a fun, wacky way to see different college teams at the top.
Oh, that's great. It's hilarious. And I think that you actually, as I understand it, President Texas was giving you some kudos earlier in our Discord. He stated that you have a pretty illustrious career, not just what you've done in college league, but that you actually took my hometown Detroit Lions to the NFL championship as well. It sounds like you're quite a seasoned player.
Yeah. My first 4 seasons with the Lions, we were NFC champs. So I guess my only 4 seasons. Then after that, I took over as the college league commish, so I had to step down. But we won back-to-back championships in 2 of those years, so it was kind of fun. I almost won the quadruple crown with going back-to-back with Wake Forest, but it is what it is. So it was a lot of fun.
Boy, was that an upset.
Yeah, man, I'm still mad at Coastal, LSU, Oregon, whatever you want to call them. He still gives me crap about it today. So,
how many teams are in the college football league right now?
Currently, we have 130.
Wow.
We did have some FCS teams, but then they left or once they changed teams, we just canceled them out since there was an FCS league. So we have the full 130 FBS teams.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. And then as far as getting involved in your league, how does someone do that? Specifically, someone like me, 'cause I'm new to all of this. So
Yeah, so you just send the commissioner account DM to kind of get added to the wait list, and then at the end of the season, we have this cool thing called the coaching carousel, and so we let our current owners switch to like these teams that have come available, whether that's they just retired or they got kicked from the league or left for some reason. And so current owners will switch, and then after that is all settled, we reach out to the wait list to pull new owners for those teams.
right on, man. Oh, that's good stuff. I'll definitely check that out. Thank you again for joining this podcast and sharing this other league. It's great to hear about all these other leagues that are out there, and that's pretty much the thing I love about this World Cup is just getting all these different perspectives and leagues involved. It's been pretty cool to see.
Yeah, for sure. And I know that RBA is a hard league, and so it's really cool to just like y'all play on a hard, and so it's really cool to just see how we all kind of stack up against each other and just build that community and how like for instance, I didn't even know LIU before from the FCS, but now we've been tweeting at each other and talking, and he wants to join the NCAA league or the RBCDL. So it's just a fun way to have that community. Sorry, Pickles.
Yeah, he plays in RBA as well.
Yeah, he's a beast, man.
He put up 173 points in that first round, that Sweet 16 round. I'm like, oh, this guy's he's going all the way. 173 points. I'm like, no way.
Hey, it's a lot of luck, getting your defenses to get the stops.
So I tell you what,
sure.
I faced him the next round at LIU after that 173, and I was scared after that. That was crazy. I entered all the scores, and when I saw 78-0 and then 80-0, I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!"
He's got Lawrence Taylor in his linebacker core.
Is that what it is? He's got LT
or something.
Right, exactly. All right,
That's just crazy. It's so unlikely to get a score that big, and then to have it back-to-back weeks is like just wow. Sorry about the voice crack.
Well, Vols, you've put up some big points too. I've got the stats right in front of me: 128, 143, 118, and then what do you get in this round? Just so I know, so I can have it on record.
For the championship round, I haven't played yet.
Oh, I thought I was going to get you there. All right, well,
yeah.
Well played, sir.
Oh man. No, so I guess for anyone who's not familiar with the World Cup at all, basically the format is exactly the same as like a soccer or football World Cup, where basically we split into groups, eight groups, and we take the top two, and then it goes into a 16-team bracket. The difference was each group had a member from each of the 4 member leagues in the IRBA. So that's kind of the format. Everybody who got the top 2 got into the bracket, and now we're down to the final 2.
And then as far as rolling this competition out, are we doing this like once a week, every couple of weeks, once a month? How's that looking? So
the plan right now is to do once a month to kind of space it out, just like the real World Cup is every 4 years. We decided to space it out a little bit, maybe once a month, maybe once every other month. We're planning on the second one right now. It's in its early stages, so we will see. But yeah, we want to kind of put some time in between it to kind of make it a little bit more of a bigger deal.
Oh, awesome. And as far as to our finalists, I'm always intrigued because I've had some really, really great players on the podcast, and I'm always intrigued what the strategies are. What are things that players are doing wrong? How should we be building our teams? How should we be playing? I guess I'll start with you, Pickles. How did you build your team? What were you favoring in the early going, and how do you play?
The 8 of us that got picked in the RBA kind of strategized what team we all were going to pick in the beginning. We came down to 3 teams. Since it's a 1-season thing, you want a team that has an easy division, an easy out of conference games. So we decided on Baltimore. Looking back at it, I think it was a poor decision because the NFC playoffs seemed to be a little bit easier. I played Kansas City and Denver in my 2 AFC championship or playoff games, both with 5-star defenses, and Kansas City has like a 4.5 offense the second year. But for draft wise, you want a fast wide receiver on medium because over the top stuff is there like almost every single time they go, straight. Um, posts usually there, so you want a fast wide receiver too if you can. A quarterback who could throw really far is a big plus. Usually that's all you want is a quarterback and 2 wide receivers and the rest defense.
Yeah, I think actually Skull was validated early on, right? So like I think there was some controversy about what team do you start with, and he was getting some flack, as I recall. I mean, I could be wrong about this, so hopefully he'll remind me. But I think he was saying start as the Cowboys because of what you just pointed out. You have an easier end of the season and playoffs, but some validation there maybe for him in the fact that we had to play some hard teams at the end there with using the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I think picking the Cowboys probably would have been, better in the beginning, but it is what it is now, and you got to live with it. I think for the next one, everyone should play as the same team. We could do like a little roulette wheel or something like that, where all the teams are on it. We spin it, and if it lands on Detroit, everyone plays as Detroit, and so on and so forth.
And how about you, Vols? How did you set up your team? I mean, like, again, you seem to have a lot more experience with playing on medium. What was sort of your strategy going in?
I mean, you want me to give away all my secrets right now? Is that what you're saying?
What I'll do, man, is I'll censor out this part of the podcast. It'll just all be dead noise.
You gotta help my college team because they just let up points like freaking crazy.
Yeah. So actually, I kind of disagree with what Pickles was saying that and Skull about Dallas, because I kind of did that analysis too. I came down with the teams that I originally thought were New Orleans, San Francisco, Dallas, and the Ravens. And so I thought about Kansas City too and the Patriots, but they didn't make the Final Four. And with Dallas, the in division, like your division opponents are really easy with the Eagles, Redskins, and the Giants. But out of division, you play that Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders. Who's another team? I forgot another team. Rams. Those teams, and usually they have in my experience, they've always had a 3-star higher offense. So I chose not to take those 4 games on. As with the Ravens, you played the NFC North, which only had the Packers as a 3-star offense. The Vikings and Bears and Lions had better defenses, but in my opinion, I'd rather play against a lower offense than a lower defense if I had to choose one of them.
Oh, for sure.
And so then, like Pickles was saying, just that the Ravens kind of seemed ideal besides the AFC playoffs, but I figured a lot of other people would be picking the Ravens, so it'd be kind of fair in that regard. But the division was cake, and I cared more about getting out of the first round and getting later on, and then I just take care of it when I came across that bridge.
One thing I noticed about the way you played Vols too is you had a couple swipes in there. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I thought that was really interesting too.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I think you had 2 swipes in the group stage. Most teams had 0,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't believe you've done any swiping since. But when you're playing the game, what are you weighing to decide if you should be swiping or
not? Mostly it's just it's a strategy thing. Like if I do think that people can have phone errors and stuff like that, but for me, if I'm allotted swipes, like I've been on record as Wake Forest saying that like I've used them before, and I think that they do still show skill, but I'm looking for if I can swipe out and get a better score than that plus 15, then I'm definitely going to do that. So if someone's scoring like every single possession on me, then it's just it's not worth it. And so funny thing is I actually used both of my swipes in week 2 or 3. I used both of them very early on, and I haven't used any since. But I was playing, I think it was the Chiefs, and they were just destroying me. And I was kind of frustrated with my 1 through 6 performance, especially using the 2 swipes and not getting that bonus. And that's kind of why I think Pickles finished ahead of me in that group stage, because it was a really close battle, and those swipes just came to bite me in the end.
I only finished in front of you by 4 points or something. If you didn't swipe, you're ahead of me. And
yeah,
on the bottom, I'm on the top of the bracket.
At the same time, if I didn't swipe, then I probably used one of them bad. Honestly, being just looking back on it, as I definitely didn't get a plus 30 point differential out of that game when I went back. but they were just destroying me. Like I finished with like a plus 8 point differential, and I was like, well, I can't do that. So
Don't you just love when the medium computer with a 2.5-star offense beating up on your 5-star defense?
that's my problem this year in the college league, man. Like I don't know what it is. We're just kind of putting it in the back burner. But I'm trying out here, and I'm just getting slaughtered with my 5-star defense that I've had for 3 years now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I gotta ask Texas. Like he's bringing Mississippi State in the college league to relevance, and Utah for me is just, you know, they can't stop anything, unfortunately.
Did we come in at the same year? Did you start back at Utah the same time I joined?
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
joined the college league the first league, or when it first started. I was Ole Miss, and then I quit. I think after the second season because I thought my job was gonna start picking back up, but it didn't. So yeah, I mean I've been in it the whole time, or I think I was like off a season.
Yeah, I think both of y'all came back, or Pickles came back, but Texas State, I guess at the time, Texas Stars came in as Texas State at the time, and y'all came back the same season because I remember y'all were asking if you could be in the same conference, but we didn't have any available in the same conference.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
now we
was
got a-
yeah.
Now we got a bunch of RBA
I
guys, and
changed
they all
teams.
this.
Oh yeah, we do. We have a a college league chat in our server.
That's awesome. Does that consist of like FBS and FCS people?
No, it's just FBS. We have most people who play in FCS. They're actually over the other server also.
Yeah, I figured.
All right, guys. I've got a little bit of a trivia game for you if you're open to playing it.
I'm always open to beating Pickles.
All right, here we go. The winner of this, I think Texas, right? The winner of this gets 15 free points in the finals, as I understand it.
It doesn't matter. I just played my games while we were talking, and I got plus 1,000. You'll have to take my word for it, though.
Yeah.
I accidentally advanced to the next season, so sorry about that.
Yeah,
Right, yeah, there you go.
just be like businessman in our league where he was photoshopping hard on his easy games.
Wow,
600 points on year 2.
Yeah. Yeah. I still think we got to give him credit. He to take all that time and effort shows some type of skill.
Yeah, but to like just lose it after a season where you forget
Dropped them, but then sent the wrong picture. That's the easiest part.
Yeah, exactly. So this set of trivia questions is themed around obviously the upcoming holiday, July 4th. So if you're European or Canadian listening to this, you may be slightly confused. I apologize. But the questions are centered around the good old USA. I've actually taken 10 questions off of the official Pathway to Citizenship test. This is a set of questions that incoming immigrants need to know and need to answer. It actually says on the official website that they have to get 6 of the 10 questions correct to pass this portion of the citizenship test. So as you guys are Americans already, you're going to get all 10 questions correct. If not, there is going to be some deportation papers sent to your house. So the way this is going to work, guys, is I'll ask the question. Obviously, we don't want to share our answers out loud. So if you could just DM me the response, I would appreciate it. All set?
Oh man.
Whatever Texas State says, that's my answer.
Well, there's nothing more American than Texas, so Texas better get most of these right.
Texas. Oh man.
All right, we're going to start with an easy one. The idea of self-government is in the first 3 words of the Constitution. What are these 3 words? And again, once you think you know the answer, DM me your response. Okay, Pickles clocked in. Just waiting on Texas.
It's like social studies all over again. I've been out of college for 10 years.
I have the advantage here.
So, exactly. So, Vols and Pickles both came in with the same response. We the people. That is correct. The answer is we the people. President Texas said preamble, liberty, and man. That is incorrect. You're going to be impeached for that. All right. Next.
Preamble liberty, man.
Right.
Isn't Texas like succeeding? So that's probably their new constitution.
Preamble liberty, man.
Yep.
All right.
I'm starting to write it right now. Yeah, Preamble Liberty, man.
Sounds like the Big Lebowski a little bit there. How many amendments does the Constitution have?
Ooh. I know it's in the 20s, I believe.
All right.
I'm just going to take a guess.
The answer is 27.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Texas came in with 21. That's not correct. Pickles was close. You said 26.
Yeah.
But wow, look at this, man. Vols killing it. Said 27.
Represent for the best state, man. Tennessee. We're out here.
I guess so, man. All right. What are two rights that are defined in the Declaration of Independence?
What are the two rights?
What are two rights that are defined in the Declaration of Independence? Yep.
Just any two rights?
Yes. Wow, this one's got you guys stumped. I've only got one. Okay, there you go. Vols plopped in. Here's New York and Texas waiting on you, bud.
You need two of them, right?
Two of them, yep.
Texas is always a loss to join.
He's at work. I don't know what he does.
He's so busy counting all that money.
I'm thinking. Hold on.
He's probably trying to play his Mississippi State scores to get the early bonus in for the college league tonight.
And you're really thinking. Don't give yourself a headache there, President Texas. We're not
dude.
We're not playing for money.
All right.
He's making all. He's like the IOC. He's just making all that international money.
How quickly can he Google? Okay.
All right.
So two rights that are defined in the Declaration of Independence. There are actually three specifically. They are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Vols said freedom of speech and freedom of religion. Those are good, but that's in the Constitution, so that would not be correct. New York said all men are created equal, no taxation without representation. Good guesses.
That's right.
And Texas, very Texan-like, said guns and no quarters. So there you go.
Only nickels.
Only nickels. Yeah, exactly.
Only dime. Up and dimes right here.
Also, I'll have you know, I turned all of my scores in like before the first scores were due.
For the college league.
Yeah. like the 2 days before they were due, I turned the whole season in.
Wow. What do you do? Sorry to interrupt the trivia, but what do you do when you just turn on your scores and you just wait around? Like
I just shit talk, man.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
and I run like two other leagues, so
yeah, fair enough. I always like to just wait because I'll shit talk and then that motivates me to have to play good because otherwise I'm like, oh, I can't embarrass myself, so got to take this serious.
It's like people in the IRBA, they're like, oh, I've played 3 seasons ahead. It's like, why? Now you're going to be waiting for 6 weeks now.
That's different. That's different. But yeah, no, last season I did the same thing for Mississippi State. And I knew I did horribly, but I shit talked my way out of it anyway.
I had a lot of reading to do in the SEC group chat last year.
I just play ahead to get in front of the updates because those updates are killing me, man. They've nerfed everything I love about the game, so it's really just trying to get in front of those.
Trying to play like 10 seasons down the line.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing about Balloon, he only likes to run the ball. He doesn't throw.
Hey, I'm actually in the new league, the RBRL, with West Virginia and Skull as the commissioners. And I actually think this is probably going to give away my strategy, but I actually think loading up on the defense and then just getting a running back and just running it on hard actually might be a move.
The man speaks the truth. I have 11 defenders and 1 running back, so he's onto something.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Mr.
Yeah,
Butt.
but my only benefit of my offense is literally the running back. So I don't know.
All right, boys, we're going to jump back into it. Again, you have to get 6 of these correct, and some of you are in danger of not even getting close to that. All right, next question. We elect a U.S. Senator for how many years? What is their term limit?
Oh, yeah. This one I know.
That?
I'm pretty sure.
Wait, you said term limit, or how many years they can be in, like total, or like every time there's a term?
What's the term limit? Like, how many years are they in office before they have to be reelected?
Reelected.
Right. Is that the answer?
No. How long is each of their terms? Like, if you get elected, how many years
Yes.
do you have before you can?
Okay.
You have to be reelected.
There you go.
Okay. All right.
Vols is furiously typing. Okay, there we go. The answer is 6 years for a U.S. senator. New York got that right. President Texas got it wrong. He said 2. And
after all that,
and Vols, congratulations again, buddy. You got that correct.
I think we should give Texas a score, though. I mean, they are elected, certain amounts elected every 2 years, correct?
I was just thinking about midterms. Oh well, that's all right.
So next question is: we elect a U.S. representative for how many years? So just like the senator, but now for the U.S. House of Representatives, how many years do they serve?
Oh, jeez.
The answer is 2. They serve 2-year terms. Pickles got that right. He said 2. That's correct, obviously. President Texas said 4.
I got it fucking backwards.
And
He's
Vols
failed.
came in with 2. There you go, buddy. Yeah, I think Texas, you're getting deported, buddy. So you're closest to Mexico, so that's where we'll be shipping you, it sounds like. So enjoy that. We'll call you El Presidente from now on.
Get caught up with one of those cartels.
Exactly.
Hey, okay, yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah, I'll take El President.
All right, next question. How many senators are there in total in the Senate?
I feel like these are getting easier, and I like that.
See, I'm totally getting it mixed up with the Texas government, so...
It's that Lone Star state shit, man. You guys keep thinking you're your own country over there.
Well, I mean, you know. Oh, geez. I mean, with all this current stuff, yeah, we might as well be. You cut us off.
Yeah. So the correct answer is 100. Val's got that. Val's got that correct, and obviously you could hear it in the background. But New York said 50, so he's incorrect there. And as is
I quit.
And as is President Texas.
I quit.
This
This isn't retro ball.
I'm sorry.
I don't know anything.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm making excuses for myself.
high school government class wasn't too far off, so kind of thinking back to there. So,
all right, we're almost done. Next question: why do some states have more representatives than other states?
I can't do 50 times 2. I probably should stop trying to teach my kids shit.
50 times 2. I know, I did the same shit. I was like, oh, there's 50 states. Oh, jeez.
Hey, all right. I think this is our first one that you guys all got the correct answer. So it is because of population. So states with bigger populations have more representatives in the House. Congratulations.
I literally almost put because they're bigger.
I would have accepted it at this point. All right. Next question. What are 2 cabinet level positions? There are several. You just need to answer with 2.
You said cabinet level?
Yes.
Oh, boy, I love you so. Nothing blows some bitches up.
What do you play in New York?
Watch Dogs 2.
Nice.
Could you not call the cops?
All right, everyone has plugged in. Some of the answers, there's many, but some of the answers could be things like education, defense, commerce, agriculture, veterans affairs. New York came in with energy and education. That's correct. Vols came in with defense and homeland security. Interesting enough, that is a brand new one. Well, newer, I should say, right? But that is also correct.
Yeah, it's a newer one. That's why it popped up in my mind.
And Texas, trying to flex on us, he came out with 3. They are all correct, though. He said Secretary of State, Homeland Security, and the Treasury. All good answers.
I don't think you should get the point, honestly. Like,
Yeah,
we
I
asked
get
for
three- I
2,
get 3
and he
points.
can't follow
I get 3
directions.
And to be fair, actually, now that I'm looking at it more, he said Secretary of the Homeland. That's not technically correct, but he did.
I mean, it's kind of.
All right, guys.
That's what they say in Texas, is the homeland.
The Homeland.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the homeland,
exactly.
His homestead.
Yes. This is the very last question. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government defined in the Constitution? There's 4 specifically, but you just need to answer with 1.
Oh, wait. What's the question again? I'm sorry.
Under the Constitution, the federal government has a set of powers. What is one of those powers?
From the Constitution, federal government. I'm taking the big swing.
Okay, so any of these 4 would have been good. The federal government has the power to print money, declare war, create an army, unless you belong to the Michigan militia, they may have a different opinion, and to make treaties. So Texas came in with make treaties. Obviously, that is good. That's the right answer. New York said to declare war. That's also good. And Vols came in also with declare war. So at the end of all of this, Vols is definitely the winner. The other 2, I don't even know if the other 2 got enough 6 out of 10. But anyway,
I can say.
Thank you for playing. Great job, Vols. I will send you a T-shirt or something. I'm trying to wrap some gifts around winning these darn things. So I'll get in touch with you after this.
I'll take the World Cup. That's a good one. Good price.
So Texas, that said, jumping back into the World Cup, when can we expect to find out who has won? When are you guys going to announce that?
As soon as they send me their scores.
Well, I've played 1 out of my 2. When do you expect to play Vols?
Well, after you, whenever you tell me your score.
Oh, we got a Texas showdown here. Okay, let's go.
You're gonna tell me your 1 score? Tell the audience. You owe it to the audience after all they've listened to today.
Let me see. What if I can look it up? It was pretty good. I let up 16. Let's just say that. I won't say how many I scored.
I feel that.
So, Vols, who did you have to play in your games?
So I played first round. I played Mizzou. Shout out Mizzou. He was old FSU when I commissioned him in the ACC. And then I played Pats, and so we had throwback to our legendary Lions Pats battles when we fought for those Super Bowls there. And round 3 we played FAU, so I had to lay the smackdown on my CUSA member as I'm the commish there.
And then Nick Pickles, who did you have to play to get here?
Oh, jeez, I'm gonna the RBA.
Panzers, right?
Yeah, I think Gibbons was round 1. Panzers I know was round 2. And then round 3 I beat LIU Sharks, aka Roadrunners from RBA, to get here. I know Gibbons was close. I think Panzers I won by like 20 or something like that. But I think all the bottom or my rounds at least have been decently close. I know the 3rd round was by like 3 points or something like that.
Man, yeah. It's been tight. It's been funny. It's actually a complete coincidence that all the college teams were on one side and all the RBA teams were on the other. it just happened that way. But no, it's been great, man. I really enjoyed doing this, and these guys are both, really good. And I'm really proud of Pickles. He's been good this season in the RBA, but he was a perennial Champions League guy until recently. So I'm really proud to see him come up and take this one, and no offense, but hopefully win it for us.
I don't think that can happen, but I already told Pickles if it does, then we're counting it as a win for the RBCDL. He technically is Utah in there, so
yeah. And now that we're buddies, you can give me a good team. I wanted to move my hometown Army team, but
is that some under the table bribery there?
I see why I was invited on the podcast now.
I'll slip an RBA sticker.
So, Vols, you're kind of new to Discord, and you're kind of in our server in the RBA, home court, basically. How do you like it? How do you like the podcast? How do you like all this stuff? It's kind of different, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a whole different feel on Discord, honestly. I know a couple of my friends in college used it. We used it for like our engineering groups and stuff like that. But I'm really unfamiliar with Discord, so kind of the noob of the group here right now. But I like it. It definitely fosters a more tight-knit community than Twitter does. Twitter allows you to have that individual freedom, which I love, that you just have your own page and like you don't have to read 1,000 messages when you log on. But if you actually do take the time to go back and read through all the messages in the Discord and in an active chat, you can build great relationships with guys pretty easy. So,
well, we would love to have you, Vols. You sound like a pretty cool guy, and definitely there's some insanity in our Discord every single day, and we'd love to have you join and take part in that for sure.
The poor Europeans wake up to like 500 messages every day.
Yeah, I would definitely consider joining. Right now, all my saves are full with the World Cup, but after these last 2 games, maybe I could give it a shot.
I think Simon's adding like 2 more saves, right? Texas, didn't you say he was talking about that?
He told me he would look into it. So it's nothing confirmed yet, but it's progress. Because I think the first time we asked, it was, basically not right now. But I think we asked nice enough lately and kind of built up a little community a little bit more. And so he's willing to try and do that for us. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's great, man. Shout out to Simon. If by some means you're listening to this, he's an amazing guy. And I know I reached out to him earlier today just to tell him like how much we all support him. And I know that sometimes we are critical of him and it seems like we're always just asking for more stuff. But we just are very passionate about the game and we love it, and he does a great job with it. So
yeah, I know I've gotten a lot of praise to him and from him, so he's a great guy. Go ahead, Pickles.
No, I was just gonna say I'm a mod at the official Retro Bowl Discord server. I know he comes on there once in a while and talks to us, and we always give him a little bit of not pointers but things that people are looking for. I know there's a suggestion channel there where people put in a bunch of stuff. People want like uncapped versions and stuff like that. A lot of times it's ridiculous, but he does come on and he does chat with at least us there to tell us or at least find out what people want.
I think that that's something that a lot of developers can learn from, and that's what makes his game like hugely successful. That it was already amazing to begin with, and he's just elevated it to this next level of like. To be honest, it's my favorite mobile game of all time, and even over like the throwback Madden mobiles that were great when they came out. But that leads me into my next question, which was when I said your name, Aloof. Why do you and Texas Stars both? Why are you both called Aloof on Discord?
Yeah, why is that, Texas? You tell me.
All right, so we're running this little joke in the Discord server. Aloof changed his nickname to President Texas, and I changed my nickname to Aloof Balloon. And we changed, our profile pictures, and we were acting like each other, and it was kind of a fun gag. We had a couple of guys that I guess didn't get the joke because they were like, your username still says Alerted Moose. You're not Aloof Balloon, like clearly. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to change my username. So I went through and changed my username to Aloof Balloon, and just to keep going with the joke. But yeah, I changed it back now. But yeah, it's pretty funny. It's a fun group we have. So crazy stuff goes on every single day. You can never predict it.
Especially on Fridays.
Yeah, especially on Fridays. I was gonna say I changed my name too, and actually one of the members thought that I deleted my account because I was Alerted Moose, and he started pinging me on Reddit because I have a Reddit account, and he's like, "Are you okay? What's wrong? Did you quit? Do you want to join a new league?" I'm like, "Calm the fuck down, man. Jeez." But yeah, it's
you let people know your Reddit username.
It's Aloof Balloon, so it follows me everywhere.
Keep it simple.
That's his second account. Yeah.
What's his first account like? Baby Daddy 420 or something?
Exactly. There you go. You caught me.
Got him.
It's Dejan Butt.
But yeah, I joined and Aloof was adding Aloof, and so I was all kind of confused.
I honestly got confused by that alert too, because I looked at my watch and I was like, "Why is he adding himself?"
All right, so to close out this podcast, I've got a list of questions I like to ask the people. It's a nice way to kind of wrap up the podcast, brings out some nice discussion, and kind of gives it some nice structure. So if you'll indulge me, I'll start with these 10 questions. I think New York and Texas, you've answered these questions before. So what I ended up doing was altering a couple of the questions to keep it fresh for you as well.
Cool. Eat fresh.
So the way that we'll do this, is I'll ask a question so that we're not maybe all talking over each other to begin with. President Texas, if you could start us off, I'd appreciate it.
Sure.
Vols, if you could come in after Texas, and then New York, just to close out the question. We'll have you answer last. You can be the caboose.
Hey, I anchored in high school in track. I'll do it now.
Did you wait? Hold on, really?
Yeah, 4x4. Actually, I didn't anchor the 4x1, but I did the 4x4.
Fellow 4x4 runner, we love to see it.
Yeah, 49.
I'm surprised.
Back in the day when I was
bro.
All right. Okay.
Dang.
All right. What sound or noise do you love?
Oh man, I don't know if I said this either of the other times I was on. Actually, it was would have been the second time. But the sound of the crowd when you score a touchdown in Retro Bowl.
That's a good answer. Wow. I don't even know, man. I'm almost gonna go with like just the sound of catching a football, I guess, just like in real life. It's soothing.
I know Aloof can attest for this, but eventually it gets annoying. Hearing my two sons cry for the first time, that was nice.
Yeah.
What about like a pop balloon? That might be my second one.
Oh no!
Wow, man!
Oh no!
Are we really gonna get violent on this podcast?
This is a family podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna have.
Sorry. You can edit that one out.
Yeah, it's gonna be a not safe for work podcast now. All right. Well, that would be my answer for this next question. What sound or noise do you hate?
Do I hate? Man. Shoot. I don't know, man. I'll just go with like the sound of a football hitting a crossbar, like a doink.
Does that bring back like bad memories or something?
It's never a good thing. I think that's why.
Oh, gotcha. I'm gonna have to go with the classic nails on a chalkboard. I just hate that, or like a screen door or anything like that. No.
That's definitely been a favorite on the podcast. I think someone has said that on each episode.
I just hate that. I would rather listen to like some annoying song, some annoying song or something else than that. It makes me uncomfortable.
What is it about that noise? I mean, it's universally accepted as like awful. Like the science behind it, I have no idea. But it's interesting to me that is always a popular answer.
I guess it would have something to do with just like the frequency or the amplitude of the waves. But yeah, I honestly have no clue. Maybe the decibels of it. I'm not sure.
Those are some big words.
Nice answer.
Frequency. That's awesome, man.
For me, I work for Allstate where I take phone calls mostly all day, and the sound of my at-home system ringing is pretty much death to me right now because it's just nonstop all day.
Oh, geez.
Do y'all have like the normal alarm, like the normal iPhone alarm?
Well,
Like
You know what I'm
that.
talking about? Like
Like weather alarm. Oh, okay.
Like
I thought
that
it was
one?
like the you know.
No, not like the Amber
Either
Alert
one.
one.
Yeah, either one.
But that alarm, just my alarm, I get scared. That's the sound I get scared when I hear.
So another sense question: what smell makes you happy?
Oh man, I love me some lasagna. That smell
Ooh, good
just
answer.
just brings back some memories. Home cooking. It's good, man.
Not those microwave
Good eating.
lasagnas that Royals eats on his streams.
not those. But yeah, no, some grandma's lasagna is some good eating, man.
I didn't even think about food. The first thing that came to my mind was like freshly cut grass.
I like
Man,
that.
smells
I like
nice.
that.
That's gonna be mine.
Oh, respect.
Already.
32-year-old homeowner. That's what I like to do on the weekend. Get away from my kids and wife.
I'm a 19-year-old college kid, so this is exactly what I like to do on weekends too.
New car smell. So my wife leases cars, so we get that every like two years. Fresh babies. I don't know. I think Balloon can attest to the fresh babies smell freaking amazing as well.
It's the oddest thing, but he's absolutely correct.
It's so a minute out of the womb, it's like, why do you smell like this, and why do you smell so nice?
That's a good one. I like that one. Next question: what in your life do you feel most grateful for?
Jeez.
Oh man.
Why are you getting sentimental? Jeez.
I think I gotta do the easy one, right?
Can't just-
Well, I obviously number one, I'm grateful for my wife. She's been there through everything and through all this Retro Bowl stuff, and the second thing would be I'm grateful for this community because honestly, without these hundreds of people playing Retro Bowl and being in leagues like this, like none of this would happen. So it's just given me a lot of happiness and stuff to do over the last 2-3 months. So
Is this one of those things where like we just keep adding to the list?
I was gonna say the Retro Bowl one, but then I was like, oh, I better mention my wife too.
Yeah, might get in trouble.
You just
in case.
You just check the boxes. Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Yeah, obviously, I'm thankful for my family, and I'm a Christian, so I'm thankful for my Lord, and again, the Retro Bowl community, like Texas was saying, just an amazing community, and who would have thought at the beginning of all when everything happened that we'd be playing a game called Retro Bowl a couple months later. But I'd also have to give a shout out to Barstool Big Cat with Tennessee Dogs. I'm thankful he finally got Tennessee the championship we deserve.
I've been following along with that as well.
Yeah, shout out Coach Dogs. Where do you think he's gonna go after his vacation, man?
Uh, wherever he wants, pay him the money.
What's this in reference to? I'm intrigued. What are you guys talking about?
So there's this guy from Barstool, and when the whole pandemic quarantine stuff started and sports were getting canceled, he started playing NCAA 14 and created this imaginary character called Coach Doug's, who loves to eat hamburgers and lobsters, and just kind of went around to different teams. I think it was at Toledo and like USC and Texas Tech, and then eventually came to Tennessee, and then last season he went back to Toledo and got his second championship. So
So my turn. I'll be cheesy as well. I'll say my wife. But I'm also grateful for the time I got with my grandfather. My wife didn't get as much time with hers as I got with mine. So, I know that she feels bad about. Well, I don't know if she feels bad, but it makes her sad. Like she didn't get as much time as I did with mine.
Great answers, guys. Definitely, this whole adventure of Retro Bowl. I don't play any kind of mobile games. I really don't play a whole lot of games in general. It kind of just spawned from probably a similar story to you guys, with everything going on, the quarantine and stay-at-home orders and all that kind of stuff. It just kind of sat with my phone, thought, what the hell can I do for the next 3 months that will be entertaining since I can't do anything, and picked up this mobile game. So pretty incredible, and I'll definitely be staying with it even after everything, hopefully, right, gets back to normal. So
you better start making a list for that 24-hour stream you're doing.
Yeah, so yeah, I was
We're not going to be playing any games.
I was gonna bring
what's going on.
Well, so this is the thing. I think Vols, you asked what's going on. So for that 100 days of RBA, one of the things I wanted to do was do a 24-hour continuous live stream and try and raise some money, bring some awareness. There's someone in our life that she's got an aneurysm, 25 years old. She survived, but she's got some serious medical problems. So thought I could do, raise some money for her. And then also, again, just kind of in the celebration of the 100 days of RBA. So I'll be literally staying up all day, just streaming myself, doing random shit, I guess. I'm not even completely 100% sure what I'll be doing. I do want to watch Toy Story 3 with everyone. That's the best Toy Story, despite what other people...
You got some time.
I've got 24 hours. I can watch the entire Toy Story franchise if I want, I suppose. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you got like 20-something days. So, or no, like 17 days. So you're good.
Yeah, I got to think of some
Figure
stuff.
it out.
Yeah, if you guys got any suggestions, let me know. I'll definitely do them. Anyways, moving on. What's the number one item you would save from your burning house? And I'll put a qualifier. I'll get you out of this. You don't have to say your wife, your kid, your cat, your dog. We
an item.
We expect that to be your first answer. So outside of the obvious, what would be an item?
Okay.
Does dog count in that category?
Dogs count, yes.
Yeah. So no cats, no wife. Okay, cool. Man, assuming my phone is in my pocket, my desktop computer.
So you're lifting the whole tower up? Just for
The whole thing. I'll grab the tower, the two monitors, like I'll leave the keyboard, like whatever. But yeah, I'm grabbing it. I'm just going.
That's interesting. You made me. I don't know. I was gonna say something sentimental, like my first teddy bear, or like thing I got from college last year. Like that means a lot. But now we're gonna have to go with a logical answer. Like I gotta save my laptop because it has all my schoolwork on, and if it burns in the fire, then I'm kind of screwed. So
I would probably
just being
say
selfish.
Maybe I should leave it, so then I won't have to do any work at all.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they just make it redo it all.
Yeah,
Man.
that's just putting it off till later.
I would save a USB stick of my wife's and I's wedding photos that week.
There you go.
Good answer. Good answer.
Most of them are printed out, but I mean,
You should
we
put them
probably
on the
could get
cloud.
You know,
Yeah, I don't need people.
all these
In the cloud.
all these answers about your wife, New York. I'm starting to think that she's listening in, and you're just trying to get laid.
Nah, she's been in bed for 2 hours already.
Okay.
She was mad about the Twitter post, so she,
I told her I
She's
got over
low-key.
1,000 views on that. She's famous now.
She's absolutely famous.
Yeah,
She's
Simon
lucky
retweeted it, man.
Wow.
Wait, are you serious?
Blowing up.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Whoa, that is high praise, New York.
I'll make her win or lose. I'll make her do another.
There you go. All right, next
Did you
question.
see WVU had his wife draft on Twitter,
Yeah,
but you
I
couldn't
saw
hear
that.
anything
I
'cause
didn't
the
watch
sound
it.
was on.
I didn't watch it, but yeah, I saw.
Yeah, we were clowning them in our group chat. It was pretty funny.
What is something you have seen that you would define as beautiful?
I mean, all these answers are going to be my wife.
And they have to be.
Yeah, they have to
They probably should be, but if they're not, they kind of have to be because you're live.
You're
Yeah,
you're obligated. I get it. I understand.
Yeah. Assuming the same answers from like the fire thing, I would have to say, man, just there's this spot in DFW where you're coming down one of the interstates from Dallas towards Fort Worth. You're actually coming into Arlington, and there's this giant there's like the Dallas is like on a cliff or something, like a plateau, and so like when you're coming down the hill, like you can see all of Arlington and all of the lights and the Cowboy Stadium and everything, and that's one of the more beautiful things that I've seen at night.
The Cowgirls? Come on.
Well, I mean, it's there's 3 stadiums over there now, so it's kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with Pickles on that one. No Cowboys at all. Cowgirls. My dad's a Skins fan, so we were raised to hate the Cowboys.
Yeah. See, I'm a
sorry,
Giants
I'm a Broncos
fan.
fan.
We suck.
I would have to say either between like a fully packed Neyland, just with how big that is for a college stadium, just being bigger than some NFL stadiums. Tennessee Stadium, Neyland Stadium. It's just huge, and especially when we're playing like Georgia or Alabama or something, it's insanely loud, and like you can't hear a single word anyone's saying. So that's really awesome, and it's amazing to see. And I'd also have to go, if it wasn't that, I have to go with the Cliffs of Moher over in Ireland. And it's just this really beautiful spot where like these cliffs just instantly drop down, and there's just a ton of water, and you're just looking out over the ocean, and it's really beautiful.
Vols, on the first response there, have they said anything about going back, having games where you guys can attend?
So far, the athletic director Philip Fulmer has just come out and is like, we're planning to have all the games, and to anyone being like, you may not, he's just like, just do your part and wear a mask, and we'll just hope for the best. So I don't think they really have any direction on it, and they're going to try to play obviously if they can, just purely from a financial standpoint.
Wow.
But so I hope we're allowed to go, but I would think that there'd be some kind of restriction, honestly,
Sure.
with over 100,000, 455 to be exact. But I would think there'd be some kind of restriction there.
So you go to Tennessee?
Yeah, I attend there right now.
Nice. My turn?
Yes, sir.
I have 2. So my wife and I have been to Bermuda. What was the beach called? It was called I think it's called like Horseshoe Bay Beach, where the sand's all pink because of the coral, some kind of coral.
Whoa.
In the ocean turns the sand pink. So it was lovely. Nice crystal clear blue water. I was I think 24 at the time, so I still had my nice body.
Running.
And then I have another one, Super Bowl 42, Eli Manning throwing the ball to Plaxico in the corner, and it just slowly falls into his hands. Oh, I remember where I was watching that. Every time I watch
Oh.
highlights, it still gives me goosebumps.
You didn't have to say that one, bro. That hurt.
I thought you were a Tom Brady fan, Nick Pickles.
What?
Just
I'm-
trying-
my second son's my second son's Eli. Come on.
All right. Hey, okay.
That hurts, man. I knew you're a Giants fan, and I didn't want to say anything at first, but I'm a Pats fan, and that just hurts my soul, bro.
You won
That
6
hurts.
championships. What else do you need? Come on, man. See, this is the problem with Pats fans. I'm a Lions fan.
The 18-1's got to hurt.
That is pretty painful.
Yeah. Whenever the helmet catch comes on, man, I still can't watch. I just gotta turn away. It's too painful.
So what do you think about Cam Newton, Vols? What do you think he's going to do?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I think it was a great sign purely from like you sign him for the minimum and you give him like bonuses if he hits certain things, and if you sign him for the minimum, if he's good, then it's literally like no risk because they have
Yeah,
like
that's
zero
fine.
cap at all, and they're increasing their quarterback potential. Like if he hits, he's a beast, and if he doesn't, you can just cut him easily. And also, I read something that if he actually leaves, they get that 3rd round pick they just lost for filming the Bengals. They get it back in a compensatory pick. So freaking playing mind games out here.
Yeah, and he, I hear he plays, he throws the ball really well when it's a little deflated. So, that should probably help him in those conditions in Boston. So that should be helpful too, I would think.
Yeah, I mean the
Thoughts,
weather
buddy,
just
bro?
deflates it on its own. So I really don't know
Yeah, I mean,
what all that's about.
yeah,
but
exactly. I'm
just
with
the
you.
Boston weather.
Right, exactly.
Everywhere else it's fine, but just there.
Exactly. All right. Flip side of the question: what is something that you've seen that you would define as ugly?
Oh man,
Don't say your wives.
trying not to be insensitive
Oh,
here.
jeez.
That would be horrible.
Yeah, that would be bad. I would never say that. You know what? Because I beat the crap out of them just now. The A&M Aggies. Definitely.
Wow.
What's the
Wow.
what's the context there, Texas? What do you mean?
Well,
Oh
I
my-
was born and raised a Longhorn fan, first of all. So I already don't like them.
Fake
But-
UT, man.
Oh, I've already talked to the guy. He's a good guy. So I'll take it over if he ever drops. But we kind of went back and forth with some trash talk against. I wasn't even playing him at first. I was playing LSU, in like a head-to-head match, and we just kind of started talking about each other because he wanted LSU to win. I thought that was really odd for a A&M fan, but whatever. And it just came to this head of just trash talk, and so we decided that we were going to play a game that's against each other, and we did, and I misspelled a word, and it became I don't even know how you say it. Moron Bowl. I was trying to spell maroon, but I spelled like MORRON or something. So that's kind of our running gag now. And I just posted the scores, and I beat the crap out of them. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Wow. I did not expect that at all.
I'm coming up, man. I'm coming up.
He's having a legendary season this year.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He knows my final score, and he was pretty surprised. So I don't know what his final score is, but we'll see.
That does not bode well for me. I'm not doing too high, honestly.
I'm only like 3 places behind you, I think.
Yeah, you're coming up, but don't worry, I got you. I got you right where I want you. You're not going anywhere.
Wow, I like it.
See what you just let your opponent think they have a chance, and then right at the last second, you just like yank it out from under them.
Yep. Can't do that in RBA. I suck in RBA.
I was gonna not to go off Retro Bowl again, but I was gonna go off Pickles, and as Utah has not made a bowl game. Like it's
Oh, come on.
that it's amazing. Like he's a top player in the RBA. Like
He's
me
been-
and Texas State have
He's
had a
so
conversation about that. and he's obviously a great player as he's in the World Cup final.
Well, that's the thing. He's been so focused on it, and he's an E-League captain that's been helping out Skull game plan. So he's got a lot of priorities right now.
Yeah, I understand, but also from another standpoint, like it's only the top 64 go bowling, so you just got to be in the top 50% in the league.
Hey, I can't.
He's had 3 chances, man.
To let a point. Well, I mean, my first 2 seasons, I went to the bowl when I was Old Miss.
Oh, right.
But not anymore. I always.
It's okay. We'll get you back in the SEC and have you help the whole conference go bowling.
I like that. So what's ugly to me? Seeing the Cowboys and the Giants schedule week 1 every fucking season.
That's a free win for the Giants.
Yeah. For the Cowboys, sadly.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Oh man, I'm not even I wouldn't even call myself a Cowboys fan first, but yes, please stop playing the damn Giants week 1. Jesus.
It's the
It's
market.
always like.
Does anyone want to watch that game at all? Like, I'd be curious to see the viewer ratings on that.
Well, there's a lot of hardcore fans here. You gotta understand.
Yeah.
It's Texas, it's football, so they pull for them, man. But I don't know. I didn't grow up with them being good, so I became a Broncos fan when I was in high school, and that's kind of where I stayed.
I'm a Giants fan, but I do like Emmett.
Do any of you watch?
Like what?
Do any of you watch that Thanksgiving football game, the Lions? I'm always interested if you guys are actually watching this crap, or if it's just us.
I watch everything,
yeah,
dude. I'm huge into fantasy football too, so I watch pretty much any primetime game.
I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, same here. I love fantasy. I'm in 6 leagues every year and a paid one, so I love fantasy. I'm always following my guys. What is it? Was that the game where what's it called? Where Prater threw the touchdown, or was that a different game? And McAfee was on there.
No, I
don't think that was Thanksgiving. I think that was earlier in the season, right?
Wasn't that the one where Kenny Galladay had freaking 6 touchdowns or something?
I think you guys are talking.
Probably.
I think you're talking about the Green Bay game, actually, where at least Prater threw a touchdown. Was against Green Bay. That was pretty amazing.
Of course, I watch my Retro Bowl Lions play on Thanksgiving. Shout out all the Lions fans.
There you go. Exactly. There you go.
To be honest, I only took the team. It was like the Jets and the Jags were available, and I think the 49ers and the Saints or something like that. And I was like, I might take the Niners because Garoppolo with the Patriots. But then my dad, his second team as a kid was the Lions just because the logo. So I was like, you know what, I'll take the Lions and have fun with it. And the fan base actually was really cool to engage with. I know that there were a lot of fan accounts that ended up following me and would retweet my stuff and we would chat about who the Lions were going to pick in the NFL draft and all this stuff. So it was really cool to just see how that community is. And I think the Lions actually are going to have a good year this year in the NFL.
They won't. They always look like they will, but they won't. But you picked the Lions because of our logo. I've always thought that the Lions logo is one of the weakest in the NFL.
I don't know. I don't know what my dad was thinking, but he just liked the logo, and I do think the logo is cool. But if you kind of saw, I really like the retro logo with the 2 lines behind the lion.
Yeah,
that was the logo that I went with.
Yeah, that's the one I wish they would do. Yep, you're absolutely right. That's a good one.
Yeah, I had my friend make a cool graphic for my Twitter, and that's what I ended up rolling with. It was really cool.
Right on. All right, guys, last question to close everything out. After you die, what is Yep, this is a good way to always close a question, the podcast. After you die, what is something that you hope people remember you?
Man, I hope they remember me as a nice, honest, fair person that just fun to be around.
Yeah, I would have to go with just very approachable person with an open mind and great family man, and did everything, treated everyone like how Jesus would treat them, and just very open to different perspectives and willing to just discuss anything.
I just hope that my kids turn out great and they can carry out my legacy of being a good friend.
And being a World Cup champion.
That's not gonna happen. Maybe with the next generation.
Being
I was gonna say,
champion, and then cut the podcast right there. No more.
I was gonna say being a World Cup champion. So if we need to roll it back, we can have a. I'll insert this. Being a World Cup champion. And you can just cut it.
Yeah, I mean,
There you go. All right,
we
Vols.
can edit it.
All right, Vols, Texas, Pickles, thank you guys very much for joining the podcast. I hope you had some fun. You guys are always welcome back. Vols, I hope to see you around on the RBA Discord. Obviously, you're always welcome. And thank you guys very much.
He's going to go in there and he's going to quit. He's going to leave right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm about to be active on there, spamming your guys' phone.
Fantastic. All right, this has been another great episode of Alliance After Dark. To everyone out there, thank you very much for listening. I'm Aloof Balloon. Peace.